Dear students, in this video lecture, we'll try to study about the construction of the synchronous generator. Already in the last video lecture, we studied about the brief introduction of what you mean by synchronous generator, what is the working principle of synchronous generator, and what are the parts of the synchronous generator. In this video lecture, we'll study the different parts of the synchronous generator in detail. As already you know, basically the alternator consists of two parts. One is the stator part, which is stationary, rotor part, which is a rotating part. So this is the simple structure of the alternator or the synchronous generator, where these are the rotor part. This is a rotor part which is rotating. Then this is the stator part. Okay, the output is taken from this. Okay, so this is the DC supply is given to the rotor. Then this is called as the pole. These are the field coils which are situated on the pole. Then this one is the center part. This is called as the shaft, and outer one is the stator. These are the stator core. Okay, stator conductors are situated in that. This whole part, outer cover, is called as the stator. See, stator consists of stator frame, stator core, and stator winding. As already we discussed, the stator frame is made up of cast iron or welded steel protective frame, which will give the support to the entire machine assembly. Especially in case of small machines, it is made up of single piece cast iron material. But in case of large side machine, the same frame is fabricated by using the sections of cast iron sheet steels welded together to form a cylindrical drum. The stator core is made up of special magnetic core or steel alloy laminations. They are laminated to minimize the especially the core losses. These laminations are basically insulated from one another and pressed together to form a core. So when the independent laminations are pressed together with separated by insulating material, that forms the core. Usually the slots are provided on its inner periphery to house the stator conductor, which is as shown here. This is the stator core part, and where the stator conductors are situated in that. Okay, so the slots are provided as shown here. Based on the slots provided on the stator, there are three types of stator core. One is the wide open, semi-closed, and closed slots. Let us talk about the stator windings. Usually they are called as the armature windings. These are insulated copper conductors which are housed in a stator slots in some specific manner in the interconnections. Let us study about the rotor. Rotor is the rotating part with north and south poles which are attached to it. The poles carry field windings which are supplied with the direct current, DC current, as I shown in the previous figure, through two slip rings and brushes. The rotors are of two types. One is the silent pole type of rotor, another one is the smooth cylindrical, or which is also called as non-silent pole type rotor. We will study these two parts. See, now we will highlight on the silent pole type of rotor. In this type of rotor, it is like a magnetic flywheel which is made up of cast iron or steel, and a number of alternate north and south poles are bolted on it. Usually the silent pole or projecting poles are made up of the thick steel laminations which are riveted together and fixed to the rotor poles. The ends of the field windings are connected to the DC supply as shown in the figure through these slip rings. Okay, so the such type of rotors have the larger diameter. Okay, so that I will see with its length, small axial length, in the next figure. This is the structure of silent pole rotor, where slip rings are here. You can see here. Okay, so brush is, this is the brush, this is the slip ring. Okay, so this is a field coil, what we are calling this is, these are the poles. Field coils are situated on the poles. Okay, so we need to have the the rotor part, this is the rotor part, and these are the slip rings. So north and south poles are as shown in the figure. The advantages of silent pole or smooth cylindrical type of rotor is they are less expensive than it provides the sufficient space for the field coils. But the major disadvantages are in case of silent poles, they are driven at high speed, so it will cause the excessive windage losses because of that high speed. This may produce some kind of noise in the machine. And the another disadvantage is, as the rotor is not robust in construction, it cannot withstand mechanical stress if the machine is driven at high speed. So these are the simple disadvantages of the silent pole rotor type. Then applications, as far as application is concerned, these are used for the low and medium speed alternator. Silent pole type of rotor is basically used in low and medium speed alternators, not for the high speed alternators. The examples are hydroelectric power plants, diesel power plants, and the gas turbine. Let us talk about the non-silent type of rotor, that is the second type of rotor, that is smooth cylindrical type of rotor. These rotors are cylindrical in construction and are made from solid forged steel alloy having the number of slots on its outer periphery at the regular interval. That will see, you can see here how the, see here at the outer periphery the slots are made, then where the conductors are situated. So this is non-silent pole type of rotor. Here field coils are connected to DC supply by means of slip rings and brushes for the excitation purpose. The regions forming the central pole areas are left unslotted. Okay, the field coils are also arranged around these polar areas. The flux density is maximum on the central polar areas. These type of rotors are characterized by small diameter and very long axial length, which is as shown in this figure. Okay, this is the structure of, this is a figure of the non-silent type of rotor. The advantage of non-silent type of rotor or phase wound rotor is it gives better balance and as compared to silent pole rotor, the noiseless operation is there in this, less windage losses as compared to silent pole rotor, better EMF waveform. Basically the application is concerned, it is used in very high speed turbo alternators. So basically the silent pole type is used for low and medium speed machines, but the non-silent pole rotors are used for very high speed turbo alternators or the generators. So examples are these are used for steam turbines. So let us glance what is that. See here, as the structure itself says that the slip rings and brushes are provided on the rotor part. So this is the slots are at the outer periphery. So this is the non-silent pole type of rotor. This type of arrangement is used for high speed machines, and this is the silent pole rotor where the axial length is like this. Then this type of rotor will not be used for high speed machines because it produces the noise. As it produces the noise, the silent pole rotors are used for low and medium speed applications. So where such type of arrangement is there, so based on the type of application, we can choose the type of rotor for the synchronous generator. See what I am, once again I will highlight, as far as the alternator is concerned, there are two types of rotors. Stator is same. There are two types of rotors. One is the silent pole rotor, which is not used for high speed applications. Another one is the non-silent pole rotor. It is also called as phase wound rotor. Basically this is used for high speed applications, and as far as noise is concerned, the silent pole rotor will produce high noise as compared to non-silent pole rotor. As conductors are placed on the outer periphery of the stator, so therefore the non-silent pole rotors will produce very less noise, and that will give better EMF waveform as compared to the silent pole type of rotor. So as a whole, as far as the construction is concerned, there are two types of rotors. One is silent pole rotor, another one is non-silent pole rotor. Based on the application, based on the use, they will select the type of rotor while manufacturing the synchronous, three-phase synchronous generator. In the next video lecture, we'll talk about the EMF equation of the synchronous generator. Thank you.